Oh my goodness, you guys, we did it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Virtual Trek Con's 2022 LLAPy Awards, also known as, well, Mike McMahon calls it something else, but you'll have to find out about that later. With us, of course, we have Melissa Longo.
Hello.
Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Hello, pleasure to be here.
A man that needs no introduction. Sirach Lofton, everybody's favorite.
Hello.
Sorry to have to follow that. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
Hey,
also right. Everybody's favorite. We have two-time Emmy nominee meteorologist Katie.
Oh.
We Scott Baker's got popcorn ready.
That's a good crunch.
And if you didn't believe it, he just proved it right there. We've got Dr. Anne Marie Siegel, the queen of the live chat, and resident web crawler.
Hi.
All right.
Yay.
So first things first.
Ryan, you forgot who else we have. We have the king of podcasting in Star Trek world, the Ryan T. Husk. Incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you. Woo-hoo. By the way, this isn't just a cheesy 90s tie. It's the Captain Picard tie.
This is a cheesy 90s tie.
Mm-hmm. So very quickly, for those of you that don't know, this is the very first LLAPy Awards, the 2022 LLAPy Awards. It's all for Star Trek all the time. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we didn't pick any of the winners. The nominees were chosen by the fans. Then we got all the nominees together and the fans voted on those as well. Nobody knows the answers except for maybe a few of us in this room. So we are going to announce those right now in the pregame show. That was amazing. It was really sad to have to leave watching that pregame show to actually do this. You guys did a great job. They did announce the very first winner of the LLAPy Awards. We hope you were watching. If you weren't, it was for the most exciting moment in new Star Trek. That is 2020 and 2021. The winner was 7 of 9 takes charge of the artifact Borg Cube in Picard Season 1, Episode 8, Broken Pieces. I think that's it. You guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. We're ready.
I love fun.
Mike loves fun. All right.
Who doesn't, right?
Well, first off, everybody, please welcome Mr. Sirach Lofton.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be the first one to present in this particular category. And the category is most shocking betrayal in Star Trek. First, let's look at the nominees. The nominees are Ro Laren, Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 24, Preemptive Strike. Also, we have Michael Eddington, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 5, Episode 13, The Uniform, For the Uniform. Up next, we have Thomas Riker, also from DS9, Season 3, Episode 9, Defiant. Our next nominee is Gul Dukat, joining the Dominion Fleet. This is DS9, Season 5, Episode 15, By Inferno's Light. Next nominee is Seska from Voyager, Season 1, Episode 10, episode called State of Flux. We also have Valeris from Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Next nominee is Ash Tyler from Discovery, Season 1, Episode 11, The Wolf Inside. And finally, we have Gabrielle Lorca from Discovery, Season 1, Episode 2, entitled Vaulting Ambition. And the winner is, drum rolls please, Michael Eddington, Deep Space Nine.
Man.
Season 5, episode 13. For the
Ever since we knew this was the one that was going to win, I've been waiting for this moment. Everybody at home, when Sirach and I were reviewing this episode of Deep Space Nine, actually, when we first were introduced to Eddington way back when, the first thing Sirach says, I don't know if you remember this, Sirach, but you said, I don't trust that guy. Who is that guy? You said, I don't remember seeing him at any of the parties. I don't know what his problem is. Who is that guy?
Yeah, he plays a very good, and they really kind of buried him in really well, because they reveal that he's a bad guy right away in the same episode or in the course of the 2 episodes. But Eddington got a little bit of play and airtime. They kept him around, and the more I saw him, the more I distrusted him. So I'm happy that that I am not alone in my suspicions of him being a very ruthless villain and shocking betrayal in Star Trek. So yes.
Speaking of ruthless, everybody, please welcome back Dr. He's already unmuting himself because he knows when somebody says ruthless, you must mean me, Dr. Muhammad Noor. Welcome back, Muhammad. You've got the next category. Take it away.
I do. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really honored to present this next award. So new Star Trek has given us a lot of eye-popping moments where we might gasp or yell out loud or possibly even utter an obscenity from our level of surprise and excitement. And the viewers have chosen 8 finalists from the last 2 years, among which everyone has now voted. So let's have the initial drum roll. For in the category of biggest wow moment in new Star Trek 2020 to 2021, the nominees are from Star Trek Lower Decks First Contact, Captain Freeman is arrested. From Star Trek Lower Decks No Small Parts, that's the season 1 finale, Captain Riker arriving on the USS Titan. From Star Trek Discovery season 4's premiere, Quajon is destroyed by the dark matter anomaly. From Discovery Season 3, Terra Firma Part 2, we saw the reveal of the Guardian of Forever, also known as Carl. From Star Trek Picard, we actually had 4 nominees, one from Nepenthe, which was Picard reuniting with Riker and Troy on that planet. From Stardust City Rag, Isheb's death, that was definitely a gasp. From episode 7 of the first season, Nepenthe again, Hugh's death. And finally, from that episode 4, which is Absolute Candor, Seven arriving on the La Serena. That's when she just suddenly beamed in there. So I am, well, first let me say what the winner is. Drum roll. It was Star Trek Discovery, Terra Firma Part 2, The Guardian of Forever reveal. And I'm very honored, and it's a huge pleasure to introduce Star Trek Discovery's showrunner, Nichelle Paradise, a wonderful human being, to accept this award.
Hi,
Hello.
Thank you so much, Muhammad. It's so exciting that you're presenting this, and we're here for the first LLAPys. It's really cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is awesome. It was, we were so excited to get to do The Guardian of Forever in the 3rd season, and I don't know. I just thank you, all of you who included that moment in the favorite wow moments or the possible wow moments. Thank you, and then those of you who voted for this being the wow moment from the last 2 years. Thank you so much. It's really a privilege for all of us to get to do this. And we're so excited to have gotten to share that with you, and the Quajon incident as well, which was less fun.
It was definitely a wow moment too, but not quite the.
It was a wow moment. It was a less enjoyable wow moment.
Yeah, we loved it when he started with that deep voice, because I am the guardian of forever, and you saw it assembling. Oh, that was wonderful.
yeah, and the archway coming together and coming apart. That was really, really fun. We were super excited about that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here to accept the award, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this, and live long and prosper. All hands.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. Wow, that was amazing. we are going to call a quick audible and bring up Melissa Longo for the next one here. Everybody knows Melissa Longo from The Seventh Rule, from Virtual TrekCon, occasionally from Falling Tower, by the way.
Yes.
Melissa, I believe, oh, wait. We are no longer going to call an audible. We're going to call a new audible and bring up a very special guest presenter who's dressed amazingly. This is he's so ready. He's produced so many episodes of Star Trek, all the ones you love. He's directed more episodes of Star Trek than anybody else in the history of Star Trek or the future of Star Trek. Please welcome Mr. David Livingston.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Hello.
Hey. Hi.
Welcome. You've got the next category. Thank you so much for joining us. You look amazing.
I do. Thank you.
I think you know the category you're doing. This is in the Legacy Division, which is everything before 2017, all series and movies before 2017. So without further ado, Mr. Livingston, please take it away.
You got it. I am presenting in the category of the funniest moment in Star Trek The Next Generation. The nominees are Worf is not a merry man from Season 4, Episode 20 of Cupid. Data asks Worf to take care of Spot, Season 7, Episode 6 of Phantasms. Picard wakes up next to Q, Season 6, Episode 15, Tapestry. Jealous Picard recites Shakespeare to win Lexwana back from the Ferengi. Season 3, Episode 24, Menage a Troi. Riker and Guinan teach Wesley how to talk to girls. Season 2, Episode 10, The Dauphin. Worf wants Q to die to convince them that he is mortal. Season 3, Episode 13, Deja Q. Data searching and singing for life forms. Star Trek Generations. And the final category is Riker and drunk Deanna argue about the timeline. Star Trek First Content. Okay. Is everybody ready?
Oh, here it is.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Worf is not a merry man.
Wow. Okay. David, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. This is amazing.
You're welcome.
And for doing that. We didn't write out any envelopes, although one of us did. And stay tuned for that. You will see other envelopes. But that one was amazing, David. First of all, you had a hand in, I think, probably every one of these episodes. Did you have a favorite moment at all these?
Well, I remember the Worf is a merry man one specifically. It was crazy. We were right down to the wire. We were losing the light, and I think it was Cliff Bull had to really gather the forces to be able to finish before we lost the light. But thankfully, we got that line in. Michael did.
It's a great line.
It's maybe the most iconic Worf line ever. That one, and I will feed him. That's the one for me.
Yeah,
that was great too.
No, Michael was great.
Well, David, thank you so much for joining us here. Please stick around if you are able to. We've got something else for you. If you're not able to, then I guess we'll definitely have you back on the show very soon. But please stick around if you can. Up next, let me do this. Up next, we want to bring in our good friend back again, Dr. Mohammed Noor.
I'm back.
You're going to be seeing a lot of them, guys. Get used to it. He's very likable. He's very charming.
Man. All right. So Star Trek Discovery, we're going to be focusing on that one. Star Trek Discovery solidified some of these arc-based presentations that were pioneered in, for example, the later seasons of Deep Space Nine and some of the other Trek series, like Enterprise Season 3. Arc-based shows offer the ability to have more complex plots, but also they make it easier to show significant character growth and development. So in 2020-2021, as Discovery shot into a whole new millennium, we were introduced to a suite of new and very memorable characters that we've now grown to love, and actors whose performances...
Did you watch it?
we've so much enjoyed.
Was it good?
That was fantastic. I love it. So with that said, let's please welcome Raven Dowda, Dr. Pollard from Star Trek Discovery.
Hey, everyone in Star Trek land. It is Raven Dowda here with you today, and I am beyond excited and proud and honored to be a part of the first 2022 LLAPy Awards. Come on now. I'm here in my place. I'm just clapping because this is brilliant. All right. So in celebrating all things Star Trek, how about we get to it? Okay. So in this category, this is the category of Best New Character in Star Trek Discovery. Am I a little biased? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Okay, so who are the nominees? We have Cleveland Booker. Can I say, got my vote, just saying. We have Adira Tall. Charles Vance. Gray Tall. I'm loving this. Grudge. Sorry, I gotta do another clap because we all know she's a queen. Okay. Rin. Kovich. And the last nominee, Trina. Sorry, Tarina. No, I know. Believe me, I know. So, for our nominees, let's see, who is this award going to? And the winner is... Oh, someone dear to my heart. Cleveland Booker.
That was awesome. I think
So
Raven
cool.
gets the award for best presentation of awards.
She has
awesome.
somebody in the live chat just said, this is the energy I need. And ain't that the truth? Everybody at home, get you some Raven Dowda. She is a bundle of joy and class and love. And we absolutely love her. Speaking of class and joy, she's already smiling and laughing because she's like, oh, that must be me. We are bringing back Melissa Longo. Melissa,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm great. This is so much fun.
It really is.
I'm going to slip into different accents.
Well, and honestly, the most fun thing everybody knows is Scott's popcorn. That bowl is getting
course.
very empty.
Good.
Brilliant.
All right. All right. Enough screwing around, everybody. Melissa, it is now your turn. Take it away.
All righty. In this next category of the best pilot or first episode in a legacy Star Trek series, the nominees are TOS's The Cage, the animated series Beyond the Farthest Star, TNG's Encounter at Farpoint, DS9's The Emissary, Voyager's Caretaker, and Enterprise's Broken Bow. And the winner is DS9, The Emissary.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm a little biased, but
Okay. That's definitely, that would have been my pick too. But we did not vote. We only let all the fans vote because we do not want to make anything biased. Sirach, welcome back. Melissa, you are representing Aaron Eisenberg here because Jake and Nog were in the inaugural episode. Also, please, everybody, welcome back Mr. David Livingston and another very special guest. You know him. You love him. We love him even more. Mr. Well, Dr. Bashir, everybody. Alexander Siddig, how are you?
woohoo.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Did you
Good to
have...
see you, Sid.
Sirach, it's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you, Ryan. David, mwah, mwah, mwah. And Melissa, good to see you, my darling.
Good to see you too.
When Sid talks, don't you all just kind of stop and just like want to listen?
Yes. It is a little bit dreamy.
It really is.
Drugs that I send you, and I'm the dealer.
Sid, did you have any idea that first episode, that first moment, did you think, all right, I'm going to have a career for the next week or for the next year or for the next month or for the next 7 years? Or did you just think that this was like, we'll see what happens?
Yeah. We just started. We just began. And I don't think any of us had any idea. We just put one foot in front of the other. Even producers like David, we just began. And we had a lot of work to do, and we just got on with that. It was such a privilege. It was such a wondrous event to be involved in. And I am so lucky. And I feel a connection with a lot of the people who watch the show, and I obviously have a connection with the people who were in the show. And I don't think I can point to a more beautiful period of my life than those Sirach's young boy days in my 20s. They were wonderful, wonderful. David, I never knew how old you were. So
he was also in his 20s.
Well, I have to correct you on something about being aware of what would happen with the show. I don't know if you remember, but during one of the many 16-hour days we had, you came up to me and we were having a conversation, and you were really feeling the hours and everything. And I said, well, you better, get a hold of yourself, because this is going to be for 7 years. And you looked at me like I was out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember the conversation, but I do. And I was proved right. For three out of the 4 shows made 7 years that I worked on. Yeah. Pretty extraordinary.
Astonishing. And I didn't believe you. I simply didn't believe you. We were all so privileged, and I'm so grateful that we won this award. I didn't dress up, but I did. But I think you'll understand why I did. So the colors will make sense to you.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a great honor. It's a great honor, and we all are. I wish that Gene was around to lead us all into a positive view of the future, because right now it's pretty dystopic and very trying for all of us. So thank you for the recognition, Sid.
Yeah.
That was subtle yet poignant, Sid. Good job there. I didn't notice that. Very good. So David, you're saying that you knew it was going to be 7 years, or were you just kind of guessing and kind of playing it confidently?
Well, first of all, I knew about The Next Generation and the inevitability that was going to go 7 years. And I knew that this was Paramount's golden goose, and that every time it laid an egg, 7 years. So that's exactly what happened. I really had no doubt.
Wow.
And I also, I believe it was David Carson who directed the pilot episodes. I just want to make sure we acknowledge the work that he did on directing that episode. I thought it was fantastic, and all of us being new to the scene, he did an excellent job of making people feel comfortable and getting the shots that he needed to make a wonderful story.
Yeah. It's the English accent, right, Sid?
Yes, it is. I do have to say, with regard to pilots, and I've done a couple now, and even in terms of Deep Space Nine, the writers work their butts off to make sure that pilot is spick and span. They work on the entire season for about a year or a year and a half, depending on how long it takes to get the thing sold. But that pilot is the majority of the work. So everything that they can do is done in that pilot to tweak it. So every time you see the first episode, people have worked for months and months and months on that episode. And then the following episodes have to be brilliant, but they are doing those episodes on the fly. So that pilot, which we spent a movie budget on it, and we worked on it as a movie. We spent more time working on that pilot, 4 or 5 times the amount of time spent filming. So that was an astonishing feat, and we did work 22-hour days.
Yeah, it was extraordinary. I've done a lot of pilots in my career, and that was the hardest one I ever worked on. Yeah. And David Carson, bless him, he's a personal friend of mine, and he stayed in the trenches and he delivered it. He was terrific. Yeah. I don't know if people know, but he also he first started on the Next Generation with Yesterday's Enterprise, which is one of the classic episodes, in my opinion. And Rick then gave him the pilot for Deep Space Nine, and subsequently he did the feature Generations.
Yesterday's Enterprise, one of the best episodes in Star Trek history, in my opinion. Everybody went nuts when David showed up about 10 minutes ago. Sid, everybody went nuts when you popped in the live chat. I don't know if you can see the live chat right now, but there were a lot of hearts. Good. And some blue and yellow hearts, which was also very cool to see.
Really good. Yeah.
Before we go, Melissa, when was the first time you actually saw the Deep Space Nine pilot? And were you hooked from the very beginning, or had you watched a bunch of Deep Space Nine and then went back and watched the pilot?
I don't remember the first time I watched the Deep Space Nine pilot. I do remember that it premiered on my birthday. I won't tell you which birthday, but I was a first run watcher of Deep Space Nine. It was a very influential show for a young adolescent girl in the 90s. So it was a very powerful, and I think The Emissary is the best pilot personally. So I'm glad it was chosen by the fans too. So
awesome. Well, Mr. David Livingston and Mr. Alexander Siddig, thank you so much for joining us, both of you. We really appreciate your time. This is live, so all kinds of crazy things can happen, but luckily you both showed up. You made us look good, and we really appreciate your time.
Of course.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Thank you, David.
Thank you for you guys who voted for us. We still have a relationship with you guys. I don't know if you'd be at conventions, and I do this thing every couple of weeks. Sirok does this thing every week. Ryan does this thing. Melissa does this thing. We're all staying in touch, especially during these times. And let's not get out of touch.
Love it. Thank you so much. And when I said crazy things can happen, everybody at home, you should see who's in the waiting room right now when I say crazy things can happen. So stay tuned for that. He or she is looking around right now saying, they can't be talking about me. All right. Well, thank you, David, and thank you, Sid. We really appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thank you. Bye.
All right. And now we are going to bring on our good friend, meteorologist Katie. She knows she's up next. She's got her smile ready.
It's always on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hello. Genuinely, it's an honor to be here and just be able to talk with all of you. And honestly, it's a lot more special than some of you might realize, because being my age, it doesn't take a chief medical officer to realize I am quite young. And I grew up mainly in that period between Star Trek Enterprise and the reboot in the JJ-verse. And I grew up not knowing if we would have more Star Trek. So I think it's just amazing that I'm going to be presenting for the category of Best New Star Trek Episode from 2020 to 2021. And without further ado, here are the nominees. We have That Hope Is You, Part 1 from Discovery Season 3, Episode 1. First Contact, Lower Decks, Season 2, Episode 10. We Use Lower Deck at Season 2, Episode 9. We also have Nepenthe, Picard, Season 1, Episode 7. We also have Stardust City Rag, Picard, Season 1, Episode 5. And rounding out the categories, we have But to Connect, Discovery, Season 4, Episode 7. And the winner is Nepenthe, Picard, Season 1, Episode 7.
Whoa. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, we're bringing you on to get your reaction on this one.
I don't even have mute on. I don't know. I was just trying to do a bit. Yeah, and that was what I would have chosen. I mean, you get to see Riker and Picard back together again. You get to probably my favorite part of that episode is like the burnt pizza. Like Riker thinks he's a great pizza chef, and then not.
I've never wanted burnt pizza more in my life, honestly. The things you see in Star Trek become cravings pretty easily. And, just watching reruns of Next Generation, it was just so beautiful. You just got this warm hug from watching a TV show. And that's what made it really special, in my opinion.
And Riker's like, no more of this replicated crap. I'm going to burn my own pizza this time.
Yeah, exactly. Just can't replicate the replicator pizza burnt.
We also have Dr. Anne-Marie Seagull, who has been going absolutely nuts for Star Trek Picard. How do you feel about this episode?
Oh, I mean, it's just the most amazing thing ever. I purposely burn all of my pizza. So I was like, oh, it's delicious that way. But, you just can't even watch it enough. Every part of it is so perfect. So I'm very happy about the win, but all of the choices were excellent.
All right.
More of this one? I love Troy.
Like I said, any new Trek is happy Trek for me.
Thanks very much, Katie. Everybody doesn't know this right now, but Katie's actually behind the scenes working feverishly to copy and paste all this text for all of us. So thank you for doing double duty right now.
Absolutely.
All right. And we are going to bring back Sirach Lofton. We will also be bringing back Melissa Longo.
By the way, I thought Stardust City, that was my Stardust City rag. I like that episode.
It's a fun episode. Yeah.
So much fun.
That was my guess.
So everybody at home, tonight we will be doing, in addition to all the polls and the nominees and the winners, we're actually doing 3 honors. There's no voting with this. This is just people that we want to honor and things that we want to talk about. And they're very important to us. The first of which is an honor that goes to the person, since we will be doing this every year, this will be going to the person that gives us hope for humanity more than anybody else. It really embodies the word hope. We will be naming this award going forward, the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award, for Kenneth Mitchell, because, well, you know why, because he's the most glorious human or Klingon ever. So here to present the very first Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award, everybody, please welcome a Klingon in her own right. You can just call her Mother. Hey, Mary.
Yay. Hello. I have unmuted myself.
Just in time.
Yay. Hello.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is
Thank
awesome.
You so much.
We really appreciate you.
I'm very honored to do this. Chokuvmoch, you honor me to bestow an honor as Chancellor and as human.
And you look like you've recovered from the cruise well. That was a pretty crazy cruise.
It was a crazy cruise. It was a great crazy cruise. But
all right. Everybody at home is like, you guys, we've heard about the cruise for 2 weeks. Can we go ahead and get to the honor? So, Mary, the floor is yours. Please go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you all again for inviting me to be a part of launching the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award. It's just really a very significant and important award, I think, in regards to the entire Trek community. Embodying hope and love within this community is so important. So I'm just really grateful that it is an award that will be bestowed on many henceforth, but particularly this being the first one that, of course, I'm getting to give to Ken himself. And Ken, my friend, my Klingon brother.
Yeah, I bring him on. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, and species of all kinds.
Are we
Mr.
popping him in?
Kenneth Mitchell.
Wonderful. All right. One of my absolute favorite human beings in the whole galaxy. I've written a little something because I adore Ken, and I wanted to make sure some of my thoughts and feelings didn't get lost in emotion. So here we go. There are so many different things that I could say about Ken. I teased him in a text earlier that this was going to be a roast, but he knows as well as I do that I don't have the excellent comedic prowess he does that allows him to perfectly roast Jason Isaacs whenever humanly possible. A skill that I admire from afar. But it is true. Anyone who knows Ken knows how deviously hilarious he can be. Whether we were together on set and he was making me laugh off my prosthetic by pretending to be a creepy Santa in his Coleshaw costume, among many other silly Klingon pranks. Or if we were at a convention on a panel and he busted out fully embodied Klingon mid-panel, or his Prime Lorca impersonation that we've all come to know and love, getting Jason once again. But Ken has always been able to surprise and delight me with his own unique sense of humor and heart. Anytime he starts to tell a sweet, genuine story, I'm always rightfully on guard for the punchline. But that's the thing about Ken and his humor, is his heart is always right there, present and open. His humor gives us hope by making us reflect on the absurdity and the joy of our existence. And I've been reflecting on hope in knowing that I was presenting the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award. And I think that we often categorize hope as something that looks far into the future. We hope for a better day, a greater time, or experience to escape to or dream of. But in knowing and loving Ken before and throughout his journey with ALS, I have learned that hope is more about being in the moment, being present with those around you, and letting them know how much they mean to you as often as you can. I see that hope in Ken, his wife Susan, his beautiful, intelligent children, Lila and Cal. I see that in the powerful and expansive group of friends and family that surround him on a regular basis. And I am just so humbled to know Ken. He inspires me to be a better person in the world because he believes we have the ability to be the best versions of ourselves, love each other fiercely and fearlessly, even if there are obstacles that make us feel like we're too small to make any significant change. But we can. And we will. And that is hope. That is love. And that is Kenneth Mitchell. So without further ado, may I present the first ever Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award to Kenneth Mitchell.
Boy, I wish we had a live audience for that. just cheer and go nuts. But in the live chat right now, you guys can't see it, but there's a flurry of hearts for the both of you. Kenneth, I don't know. I believe you may have had something prepared, right? I believe it's coming.
Thank you very much. I am grateful and incredibly honored. I love you all. Let me tell you a story, and I will start at the end. It was mid-morning during a weekday in early November of 2020. I had just awoken when Jeff, my caregiver and friend, came into my room and told me that there was a package at the front door. I asked him, "What is the package?" He responded, "It's huge." So I repeated, "What is it?" A slight grin came across his face as he replied, "You'll see." Then, just as he started to turn away, he shouted over his shoulder, "I'll bring it around to the back." I lay in my bed with anticipation, staring out the back door waiting. The moment Jeff entered the backyard with the package, a grand smile filled my face as I knew exactly what it was and whom it was from. It was a giant tree with a burlap root ball, 10 feet high. But it wasn't just any tree. It was a tree from William Shatner. 2 weeks prior to this moment, Mr. Shatner had reached out and asked if I wanted to have a chat with him over Zoom. It's not every day the captain makes such a generous offer, so I happily accepted. I had only had brief interactions with Bill before this, so I was very excited and curious about how our conversation would unfold. I imagined that we would talk about the current movies and TV shows that we each love, his charity, or perhaps delve into some Star Trek lore. However, it turned out to be so much more than expected. In fact, it ended up being one of the most meaningful and powerful conversations I have ever had. He was very curious about my upbringing in Canada, which we both have in common. He wanted to hear about my time at summer camp in Northern Ontario and my studies in landscape architecture at the University of Guelph. We spoke about our shared love of nature and the connection we all share. The conversation led to his curiosity of my recent illness with ALS. I opened up to him, which flowed into a deep discussion about our personal mortality and what happens to us after we die. We were both very open and vulnerable, and it turned out that we share a similar philosophy about our transcendence into nature. I don't want to divulge all of the details, but I will let you know what he wrote on the card accompanying the package. Dear Kenneth, maybe you want to be a tree too. Thank you very much. Very fondly, Bill. This tree, which now stands tall in my backyard, is more than just a beautiful memory of our conversation and shared love of nature. For me, the tree became a symbol of how gracious and special our Star Trek family is. I realized we are to people, with 800 episodes of Star Trek between us. Yet here we are, connected and curious about each other. That is the beauty of Star Trek. Of course, it all begins with the writing, the characters, and their relationships displaying powerful themes of love, hope, discovery, inclusion, courage, curiosity, exploration, honor, sacrifice, service, diplomacy, trust, and science. However, I believe the essence of Star Trek goes beyond the material and transcends into our lives. This is the greatest gift that Star Trek gives us, how we connect with one another outside of the show. I am incredibly grateful for the friendships from my colleagues and the fans. I could tell you a magical story about each and every one of my castmates and alumni, or relate dozens of special interactions I've shared with the fans. We are a family, and I take great comfort in this unique phenomenon. In dealing with my mortality, I feel comforted knowing that the characters I brought to life will live on. I'm blessed to have learned from them the good and bad, and I'm proud of what they might offer others for years to come. However, the most precious benefit of being a part of Star Trek is the experience making it and all the people I have met along the way. The fabric of the Star Trek family is the true gift. Aside from sharing in characters, stories, and adventure, the common thread is each other. The special connection we have. This gives me the ultimate solace along my journey, the friendships and connections forged, knowing these memories will live on along with the characters. Thank you for this gift. And who knows, maybe some of you will one day breathe the oxygen from my leaves or lean on my trunk, which stands tall on the grounds of the new Starfleet Academy. Beside the ginkgo, there will be a plaque that reads my favorite quote from Gene Roddenberry. In a very real sense, we are all aliens on a strange planet. We spend most of our lives reaching out and trying to communicate. If during our whole lifetime we could reach out and communicate with just the people, we are indeed very fortunate.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Kenneth. I'm going to bring everybody on right now because I know it's not easy being all by yourself, just two people with a camera in your face. But you're an amazing human, Kenneth, and we really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to share your story with us and join us today. Sorry, we're all taking a moment to compose ourselves.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was absolutely
So beautiful.
I was very
love you, Ken. We love you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being an inspiration to all of us.
Yeah, we love you, Kenneth. Everybody in the live chat right now was going nuts. Tons of hearts, tons of tears, tons of love. And Mary already knew what was coming. Probably she's like, "Do you guys just wait? He's always gonna bring down the house. He's either gonna make you laugh or he's gonna make you cry. It's gonna be tears of joy or it's gonna be tears of laughter. It's gonna be something." He's always
both.
Yeah, both together.
Or both.
Yeah.
Magical Ken. Yeah.
Your
before
introduction was beautiful too, Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
I had a very great source of inspiration. It all flowed very easily, trying to think of things to say about Ken.
Well, that was really cool, Kenneth. Thank you so much for doing that. I saw him doing stand-up comedy. If any of you have ever seen Kenneth doing stand-up, I was like, oh my God, it would be so great if he could. And he's like, I got something better. Don't worry. You thought that was good? You thought that was good? You wait.
Hold
Kenneth,
my beer.
you're an angel among us, and it's an absolute honor that we are able to bestow you with the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award, and that from here on out, the person that embodies hope in humanity for us the most will receive the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award. And we are all fortunate for being able to someday breathe the oxygen from your tree. And you're just an amazing person. If anybody has any final words before we go, I'm trying to buy you guys some time so we could compose ourselves. But...
Oh my.
Yeah. Can I just say, Ken, you have been such a gift from the very first day that I met you with Aaron in England, in Dortmund. You've been a riot. You've been a riot. And I thank you for your friendship and the hugs. Great hugs. and thank you for being such an inspiration, because you are. You will always hold a special place in my heart. Always.
I've had a better recipient for the Hope Award or love or anything. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're just going to keep thanking you and telling you how much we love you, Kenneth. So we will continue to do so in social media and in videos, future videos. But thank you so much, Kenneth. We love you. And Mary, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you guys both taking the time for this, and we hope to see you soon.
Love you all. Thank you so much for creating this award, for honoring Ken, and for letting us be a part of the first ever LLAPy Awards. Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
We've teased that Mike McMahon calls it something different, but you'll have to stick around and find out what that is.
No. All right.
The LLAPy Awards?
Nope. Anyway,
all right.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
All.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
All right. God, we love those people. They're incredible. All right. So
good.
Up next, from that, we're gonna keep the theme going. We're gonna bring on a Klingon after the Klingons. He knows we're talking about him. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's General Martok.
Look how
face.
snazzy he looks. Amazing.
Am I on? Am I on? Is my thing?
You are on. We see you
and hear
Best
you.
dressed amongst us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I unfortunately, I don't believe I've ever met Ken Mitchell, and we haven't crossed paths. And that was a most remarkable speech that he just gave, and I can see that he is perhaps one of the most beloved people I've ever come across, even on a Zoom. Yeah, I have not had the pleasure of meeting him. Maybe in passing, in some event, Lord knows where. Melissa, you were just talking about Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
I believe that was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was Birmingham or Dortmund first, but I think it might have been Birmingham actually that we met first.
Birmingham.
But we should just go ahead and read the award.
All right.
Yeah.
In the category of favorite legacy Star Trek falling, the nominees are, Bob, I'm going to start. Jump in here. Jean-Luc Picard and Vash in TNG's Captain's Holiday. Quark and Grilka in DS9's Looking for Parmach in all the wrong places. Tasha Yar and Data in TNG's The Naked Now.
Ooh.
Wesley Crusher and Robin Leffler in TNG's The Game. James T. Kirk and Edith Wheeler. I couldn't resist. In the original series, say it with me, City on the Edge of Forever. Catherine Janeway and Michael Sullivan, this is a note I didn't understand, without deleted wife. Voyager's Fair Haven. Jean-Luc Picard and Nella Darren in TNG's Lessons. William Riker and Ro Lauren in TNG's Conundrum.
Fitting.
And the winner is, Bob, this is your last chance. Quark and Grilka, DS9's Looking for Parmach in all the wrong places. Congratulations and
I had to add Anne Marie there because she had the biggest smile when you said that.
Fabulous. Well, it would have been. We had this. If Bob could have been here, it would have been a great presentation. Anyway, it's a pleasure, honor. It's an honor, actually, and thank you, Ryan and Chirac, for asking us to be part of this. Because up here in upstate New York, not only is it freezing, but nobody ever stops by. Nobody ever. Is anybody familiar with upstate New York? I know Canada is tough. I know. Upstate New York is worse. It actually gets warmer in Alberta than it is in Buffalo.
As a meteorologist, I can confirm that. Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, are you really, Katie, a meteorologist?
I am indeed. Yes.
Oh,
I chase tornadoes and the whole shebang.
She's a two-time nominated meteorologist.
Oh wow! Congratulations. Now, where are you?
To bump that number.
Where are you based?
I'm in Sioux City, Iowa.
Sioux City, Bob, and well, it's possible we might be seeing Iowa sometime in the near future. I don't know for sure, but we love Iowa.
If you ever want a tornado chase, give me a call.
Oh, I'd love to do that. Are you kidding?
Literally, message me. I will get you set up. It'll be amazing.
I'll speak to my people. I don't have. I don't have any people, so I'll have to speak to somebody who knows something, unlike myself.
Well, JG, thank you so much for doing this. This was a ton of fun. We'll tell Robert he missed out on some good fun. I'm telling you, he was here. I saw his name here. But thank you. We really appreciate you taking the time today.
Well, thank you, guys. My pleasure. There's something I know that I'll disappear, but I would like to listen. There's some things that really caught my attention that I'd like to watch later.
Stick around and watch right now.
How do I do that?
Just like this.
Do I have to do anything?
That's it. It's done.
Okay. That's me.
All right.
That I can do.
I think you're going to be very happy with this next category. In fact, no spoilers, but Sirach, you've got this next category, right?
Oh, yes. I'm doing the category of best Star Trek documentary films. The nominees are Trekkies, which was released in 1997. Also, The Captains, which was in 2011. Chaos on the Bridge, 2014. For the Love of Spock, 2016. What We Left Behind, 2018. And Woman in Motion, 2019. And the winner is What We Left Behind.
Yeah!
All right. And here to accept that award, here to accept that award, besides General Martok, of course, is editor and producer of 455 Films, Mr. Joe Kornbrodt, dressed up and hanging out outside.
Oh, wow.
How's it going, Joe?
Hey guys. Well, thank you. Great to see you, JG. Great to see you, Sirach. Great to see you, Ryan.
You too.
On behalf, thank you. On behalf of 455, I'm going to accept this award in place of for my two directors, Ira Stephen Bear and David Zappone, and my other producing and editing partners, Luke Snalem and Kai DeMello Folsom. We're extremely honored to accept this. We were up against some great docs, not just the 455.
Mostly your own documentaries, though.
I quite enjoyed Woman in Motion. I thought that was a wonderful documentary, and I saw Trekkies back when it came out. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember really enjoying that as well. But yeah, a little shout out, a little love for Chaos on the Bridge. Not a lot of people saw it, but I love that film, and For the Love of Spock is really kind of what really put 455 really. It was a big milestone for us. But What We Left Behind was a great project for me personally. It was a great creative experience with the five of us and everybody else who collaborated, and especially to get to know over almost a decade the great cast of DS9, which Sirach and JG are part of, and I had lots of great times in Las Vegas with you both, and so just thank you everyone who voted for it, and I'm glad everyone seems to like it.
Up next, the Voyager documentary. Am I right, Joe?
Yes. Let's just focus on this.
No, but congratulations. That's really cool, and it must feel amazing that 4 out of the top 6 vote-getting nominees, the top 6 nominees were yours. Were 455 Films.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, and that's all voted in by the fans. Thanks so much for joining in. There are going to be many more nominees from you guys in the future, I'm sure, and I'm looking forward to the Voyager documentary, even though you want to take it one at a time.
Well, I'm in the midst of it, so I'm enjoying it. I want to see it too, but I can't see quite into the future.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Joe. We appreciate you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Joe.
See, JG, you're glad you stuck around, right?
Very much so, and
right.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree anymore. It's fabulous. Yeah, that was a great experience. Ira Bear, is he up? I hope he's up for something, because what a mensch in the best possible meaning of that word. What a great man.
And now, Melissa Longo has the next category.
Star Trek Discovery came out on the heels of J.J. Abrams' last Star Trek movie. Both movies and Discovery modernized all facets of production in a dramatic way, which makes sense given that the previous series, Enterprise, had finished over a decade earlier. And this was important. While we still love the legacy Trek series, it's sometimes easier to bring new fans into the franchise with more modern productions that also tell great stories. So, with that said, please welcome again the amazing Raven Dowda of Star Trek Discovery.
There she is.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? You enjoying this show? I'm having the time of my life. I mean, I got dressed up. Take a look at the dress. See, I'm bringing sexy back. I'm bringing sexy back. Oh! Yes, any excuse to get dressed up. I love it. I'm one of those girls. Got my hair did. Sporting a little bit of my jewelry. Back in the day, I used to have something called DBR, Designs by Raven, and I made jewelry. So you just might see DBR come back. Yeah. In fact, send me a message, and maybe I'll just hook you up. Who knows? But this isn't just about me. This is about all good things Star Trek. And this next category holds a great place in my heart because it is about the teamwork, right? It's about all the things that go into making Star Trek, Star Trek. Okay. So here and now we're going to honor in the category of most impressive show of production talent in Star Trek Discovery. So in the most impressive show of production talent in Star Trek Discovery 2020 to 2021, the nominees are
recorded so you can see.
Makeup and special effects makeup. I gotta give a clap to them because we see what they do and they do it brilliantly. Visual effects. Costume and wardrobe. I'm a little bit biased. I love costumes and wardrobe. My goodness, they make us look fly. Production design. We have the best production design. Our show's got quality, okay? Props. Next, props. Got to give it to the props. We also have music and scoring. Music and scoring. Love it. Audio and sound effects. And in the last nominee category, we have editing. Woo! So in the category of most impressive show of production talent in Star Trek Discovery 2020 to 2021, the winners are visual effects. Shout out to everyone involved in the visual effects. Incredible work and congratulations.
Awesome.
Incredible work.
We just
yes.
love her. This guy is ready. He's got his popcorn ready, of course. All right, Scott Baker. You refilled your popcorn, actually.
Oh, I sure did. Look at that.
All right, you're up next. Take it away.
Well, I think it's great that visual effects won for the best new Trek because the category that I get to announce is for best visual effects for its time in a Star Trek movie. We all know that visual effects often make science fiction films, and pioneering visual effects is what a good science fiction movie does. So let's just get into it. The nominees are Star Trek The Motion Picture, 1979. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, 1982. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, 1986. Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, 1991. Star Trek First Contact, 1996. And Star Trek 2009. And it should come to no surprise. I think this movie wins sheerly on one scene alone. Who knows what scene I'm talking about? From Star Trek First Contact. And so then it's got to be the scene where the Borg Queen torso gets lowered into her body, and she comes and walks over and starts talking to Data. That seemed just an incredible. Like I think ILM was behind that. Very, very talented group of people there at Industrial Light and Magic. They've been on the forefront of VFX for years, and that scene was just incredible to have this one shot where you're bringing her down and in, and I mean, all the films were great pioneers for visual effects at the time, but definitely First Contact deserved the win there.
Jonathan Frakes directed, and
yes.
Up next, everybody. By the way. no stranger to Jonathan Frakes. Sirach Lofton, you've got the next one. Enjoy your popcorn, Scott.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Ryan. Many of us weren't really sure what was coming when we first heard about a Nickelodeon Star Trek series. I mean, Nickelodeon. So it was kind of like up in the air. And while optimistic, I think we were all delighted with what we actually received. An exceptionally well-produced animated series with thoughtful plots, great character development, and compelling connections to the franchise. While it's accessible to children, the series is truly a family show. Thoroughly enjoyable for adults too. For this next category, please welcome Melissa Longo.
Hello. I am so happy to read this category because Prodigy is amazing and what an incredible show. So this category for most wholesome best moment in Star Trek Prodigy episodes 1 through 5, the nominees are Rescue of Gwyn from Murder Planet. That was scary, but I'm glad she was rescued. Rock Talk gleefully covered with alien babies, and how cute were those little babies, and how cute is Rock Talk. Rock Talk's real voice is revealed. You can't judge a book by its cover. We learned that from there. Gwyn rescuing Murph instead of abandoning him. Great growth moment for Gwyn. Gwyn showing mercy to a Cation child. So cute. And then finally, hologram Janeway explains the Federation to the cadets. And the winner is... That was finger drum roll. Hologram Janeway explains the Federation to the cadets.
Loved it. We are extremely fortunate right now to be joined by Mr. Aaron Waltke to receive this award. Hello, Aaron. Unmute yourself.
Hello. Am I on?
You are on. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for making Star Trek Prodigy. You are writer-producer on the show. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for honoring our show. You know, it's as Sirach pointed out. You know, I think Star Trek Prodigy is always about trying to defy expectations and maybe learning a little bit more about ourselves in the process. And you know, at its heart, I feel like that's what Star Trek really is about. Is kind of venturing out into the unknown, not quite sure what you're going to get, and then discovering something about yourself by encountering someone or something new. So in that regard, you know, I'm very glad that we were able to kind of be the bridge between the older Trek and new fans that will be the next generation, hopefully. So on behalf of the whole crew and cast and Kate and everyone involved in Star Trek Prodigy, you know, I'm tremendously honored to accept this LLAPy award, first annual no less. And I really hope that you know, our show is a gateway into the many other incredible series that have been made over the last 55 years of television. You know, I think we all count ourselves very blessed on Prodigy to join such an incredible legacy. And we only hope to make a small but indelible mark of our own. So thank you very much for this honor.
You know, when you say very, very quickly, when you said first annual, it brings up kind of a sore spot for me personally, is that this is, our cutoff point was 2021, because 2022 will be covered in next year's LLAPy Awards and the 2023 awards. And there was episode 7 that happened, you know, 2 weeks into 2022, and you blew our minds with that episode, and we can't include it in this year's LLAPy Award. We have to wait another 12 months before it's even eligible, or I guess, 9.5 months before it's eligible. But I have a feeling this isn't the last we see of you.
Yeah, I'll see you next year. We'll get there.
Yeah. Probably.
But Aaron, I just want to say we appreciate all the thought and effort that you put into making that show such a quality program, because you're really bringing in the young generation and you're making just a first-class television series. And, at some point you forget that it's even animated. You just get involved into the storyline. So thank you so much for just giving us high quality and caring so much about the material that you're putting out there.
Well, of course, and I am but a font, an emissary, if you will, on behalf of the rest of the Star Trek cast and crew. But I can tell you that there is a lot of love and heart and soul that's put into this production, because I think to so many of us, the performances of even some of the people in this awards ceremony have meant a tremendous amount to us, in our own sort of coming of age. So to be able to pay that forward on our own program, and helping kids sort of aspire to a better future, both for themselves and for the greater galaxy and or planet that we all share together. It's always been at the forefront of our minds.
Aaron, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I think you're going to be sticking around for a second to read the next category. Is that right?
Yes, I believe I am indeed announcing the next category. Should I put on my announcer voice for it? Or should I just be Aaron?
Please, we demand it. Yeah.
All right.
Take it away, by all means. Thank you.
All right. In the category of favorite legacy Star Trek family, the nominees are...
Wow, that's pretty good.
The Siskos, Benjamin, Jake, Joseph, Jennifer, and Cassidy Yates. Spock, Sarek, and family. The O'Briens, Mile, Keiko, Molly, Kiriyoshi. Ram, Lita, Nog, Quark, Zek, Ishka, Mugi, and cousin Gala. The House of Martok, Sorella, Worf, Jadzia, and Alexander. Trip Tucker, T-Pole, Elizabeth, and Tiles. Data, Lal, B4, Lore, and the Mini Sungs. Tom Paris, Bilana Torres, Miral, and Admiral Paris. And finally, the Rikers, William, Thomas, Kyle, and Thaddeus, and Troy's, Deanna, Loaxana, Ian, and Kestra. And the winner is... The Siskos, Benjamin, Jake, Joseph, Jennifer, and Cassidy Yates.
Well, what do you know? That was a mouthful.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I'm over here listening like, who's going to win? Let's go.
I'm excited.
Well, I've got my button right on your face. I'm like, as soon as he says it, I'm popping them on.
Oh, man. That's a very special thing. It's a very special honor. And, on behalf of the Siskos, I want to make sure I really give the glory and credit to Avery Brooks, who really solidified the idea that family was important for him, and that was the main mission that he was on to accomplish doing the show. So I'm glad that was something that came across strongly and that it was received by you, because family is very important to him, and to all of us here. We've kind of created our own family and our own extended family. So I'm glad that you guys recognize it, and it's an honor. Thank you, guys.
Man, I could talk about the Siskos for hours.
Yeah.
So we will on our next shows. We do tons of it. But if you like listening to Sirach talk about the Siskos, and who doesn't, watch The Seventh Rule, because I get a front row seat every week, and it's absolutely beautiful. Every time I see a scene between Jake and Joseph, or Jake and Benjamin, or Benjamin and Joseph, or Cassidy, I mean, I love it. Love every second of it. Thank you for always bringing that class and those stories for us, Sirach. Congratulations to you and your TV family, which is also kind of like your real family, because you still talk to Avery like all the time. But Aaron Waldke, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations, Sirach, and your extended family. I can say that Deep Space Nine and the relationship with the Siskos was very influential on our own writing, as well as how to create a found family in space. So congratulations, and thank you, everybody. Live long and prosper.
Thank you, Aaron. Everybody, watch Prodigy. It's so good.
So good.
We did not vote on this, you guys. The fans voted the Siskos. This was not us just saying, oh, let's give it to Sirach.
Speak for yourself, Brian. I voted a few times.
All right. Up next, we have two-time Emmy nominee for meteorology. Of course, that is meteorologist Katie. Take it away.
Back. Yes, we have a whole crew joining in. We have Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and we have Dr. Mohammed Noor joining in as well. And we're talking about friendship, which seems appropriate because we're all genuinely friends here.
Really
that's what I'm trying to figure out. You're a two-time Emmy nominee. Dr. Mohammed is the dean of natural sciences at Duke University and a Star Trek consultant. And I'm just some schmo who does a podcast with Ryan. So
sorry about that.
I don't understand how we're friends.
Facial hair, that you have a mirror universe look going on, and it's beautiful.
So that's the only reason I'm here. Okay. I wanted to ask you guys, we're friends, right? But are we legacy friends?
I
have to go into the future and look back.
Half your guys' age, so I'm hoping this will live a long friendship.
Frighteningly, I think you're less than half my age.
Probably half my age, and I'm like 3/4 of Dr. Muhammad's age.
Oh gosh!
But like, what does that? What does that mean? A legacy friendship? Like, what does that even mean to me?
We're looking at the Legacy Star Trek series. So these are the pre-2017 Star Trek ones.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at.
There
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And we have some great nominees. Should we take turns reading off the nominees?
I
Let's
think
read them
so.
all
Michael,
at the
do you want to start?
same Okay. All right. So in the category of favorite legacy Star Trek friendship, the nominees are James T. Kirk and Spock.
Why don't you go next, meteorologist Katie?
All right. We also have Data and Geordi LaForge.
We also have Jake Sisko and Nog.
Winner.
We have more we have to read.
Yeah, there's more nominees.
There you go.
Julian Bashir and Miles O'Brien.
Then we also have Julian Bashir and Garrick.
Then we have Odo and Quark.
7 of 9 and the EMH Doctor.
We also have Harry Kim and Tom Paris.
Oh, I guess I get the last one. So
you get to read the winner, Dr. Mohammed.
Drum roll, please. It goes to the ones who've probably been around the longest, James T. Kirk and Spock from the original series.
Talk about legacy. Yes.
That's definitely a legacy there.
Wow.
The one that started it all and the one that fills my fan fiction pages.
What?
I mean,
All right.
really, did Spock teach him how to read?
You are and always shall be my friend.
What'd you say, Sirach?
Indeed.
Did Spock teach Kirk how to read?
No.
I mean,
Right?
Sorry, you didn't vote enough this time. You didn't vote enough. Sorry.
Thought him
We
out of
took out the
revolt,
duplicates.
maybe a little bit.
Thank you, Michael. We'll be seeing more of you a little later. Katie, keep up the good work, pushing buttons back there for us. All right, Mohammed, we need you to stick around. And Melissa, because we're doing a quick recap. We did something called the Renaissance Awards, which was for 2017 to 2019. We wanted to make sure that they didn't get left out since there was no LLAPy Awards back in 2018, 19, or 20. So we had 4 of them announced yesterday. And those winners were for favorite reintroduced Star Trek original series character. This is all 2017 to 2019. The winner was, you guessed it, Christopher Pike. And for best episode of 2017 to 2019 Star Trek, the winner was The Red Angel, which was awesome. We had Jane Brooke receiving that, which was great. Your good friend Mohammed. For favorite moment of 2017 to 2019 Trek, the winner was when the Enterprise was first revealed to the TOS style end music. Beautiful, amazing.
Of season 1.
That was so nice. Yeah.
And the most interesting character in 2017 to 2019 Star Trek, as voted by the fans, went to the Kelpian himself, the long-legged, long-armed angel that everybody loves so much, Saru, played by Doug Jones.
Your friend.
Yeah, he's one of the best humans of all time. Speaking of best humans of all time, Mohammed, buy me about 10 seconds.
Sure. We're really excited to look at some of the cast who should have gotten more love, and this is an opportunity to give them some more love. So we're going to be looking at the bridge officers or supporting cast and seeing who were the viewers' choice for the most interesting among those. So I can try reading off some names off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me.
No. We've got somebody ready and waiting for that.
Oh, even better.
Let's bring her back. Everybody's favorite. Everybody loves her.
And now's the time for a category that is close to my heart. Okay, this is the category of favorite supporting bridge officer appearing in Star Trek Discovery. So I got to just give a shout out at the top, because our bridge crew, I'm a little biased, but I have a reason for that, because I feel our bridge crew is the best. We got the biggest hearts, we work so hard, and we really are a family. So I'm just really thankful for this category. Give a shout out to y'all for voting, and let's get to it. So in the category of favorite supporting bridge officer appearing in Star Trek Discovery, the nominees are Ronald Bryce, Jen Reese. Ooh, I know we love him. Ariam. Nan. Nielsen. Oh, so much love. I love these people. Linus, hey. Kayla Detmer. Sirius. Joanne Owoshikun. One of my girls. This is a hard category. Woo. And then rounding it off, we have the Osnolus. Woo! So many great nominees. How are we going to narrow it down? Well, you've already decided. So the winner is... Give it up for my girl, Joanna Woshaku. I
don't know if you can tell that she was a little happy there. However, we are also very, very happy to welcome Oyen Oladejo here today. Hello, Oyen.
Hi.
There she is, everybody.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
We hear you great.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Oh my God, my heart is beating so fast. This was a random surprise for me. I just joined the family. I just joined the Trek family, and winning this is, I feel like the fondness for Owo means that I should keep going. I should keep doing my best to support my team. And that's what I want to do. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Truly, thank you. I feel so welcomed in this family, and I can't wait to see how far it goes.
Thank you for your great performances. We've loved you on the show.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. And Ryan, thank you. My God, you and Sir doing whatever you're doing to like bring us supporting actors joy and attention. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
You guys deserve it. Sirach and I are talking about you every week, right, Sirach?
We love you. You're beautiful. You kick ass, and we just love watching you on screen. The camera loves you, and keep up the good work. Keep knocking them down, because we watch it all the time, and we love you.
You did some literal kicking ass this season too.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
it was the highlight of my acting career. Just give me fighting.
far.
Just keep giving me fighting things, and I'll go.
Oyen,
You know you can kick ass. We love it.
Oyen, did we say your name right? Oladejo?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I mean, you can put the accent on it, like the Oladejo, but I'm not going to bother you with that. Yes.
I shouldn't have asked. But really, you're amazing. Everybody's loved you since, the very beginning, the first season. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us all the way from probably Toronto, right?
Yes, Toronto.
Yay. Probably snowy and cold.
No, it's actually quite nice. Don't put that on us. No, take it back. Take your snow back.
All right. Well, thank you, Oyen. We really appreciate your time. We love seeing you every week. Keep up the good work. We can't wait for season 5.
Appreciate it. God bless.
And we want more and more of you.
Yes.
It's coming. It's coming. God bless.
Thank you.
Have a good night, y'all.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. Oh, wow. I should have said that would have been better. All right. Up next. He knows he's up next. He's prepping. Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. All right.
Hey, here I am.
Yay.
Right.
Do your wait. I should give this a better introduction here. You've been waiting for this forever, you guys. The voice of the narrator. I just like watching Siraki eat his chips. The voice of the narrator is finally here. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. We started Falling Tower, the band, back in late 1999. Many years later, Michael got a camera. We found ourselves in Los Angeles. We started the YouTube channel Falling Tower on this crazy new social media thing called YouTube. 15 years later, our channel has over 1 million subscribers. And
I still can't believe it, but okay.
I know. And Falling Tower and the Seventh Rule combined to make the virtual Trek Con. That was a couple years ago almost. And here we are now. That's a better introduction. And now everybody's like, well, why weren't you and Michael together on the friendship thing? If you guys have been friends for so long, and you're always
because that's a legacy friendship for sure. Yeah,
we're weird. Whatever. Star Trek fans are weird. Now, please take it away.
It's a live show. Anything can happen. And
that's true.
Okay, so what I'm reading for you guys is the funniest moment in new Star Trek 2020 to 2021. And the winner is, I gotta read the nominees first. The nominees are, remember that time in Star Trek Picard, Broken Pieces, when Rafi is like conversing with multiple Rios holograms? That was good. That was funny. What about that time? I have to read this stuff because I don't have it memorized. What about that time from when Michael Burnham in Star Trek Discovery, season 3, episode 1, Michael Burnham's like tripping out from the truth serum. The episode is called That Hope Is You, Part 1. What about that time in Lower Decks, season 2, episode 8, with the Borg babies and I Excretus? That was pretty hilarious. We talked about earlier, that time when Riker burns the pizza in Nepenthe, season 1, episode 7. I love that part. What about, this is one of my favorites. I think this is the one I voted for. The whales and the cetacean, I probably shouldn't say that. No. The whales and the cetacean ops want Rutherford to join them in first contact. That was hilarious. In the Lower Decks, season 2, episode 4, Mugato Gumato. The Mugato likes to watch. And then finally, in Picard, season 1, episode 5, Stardust City Rag. Picard's got a French accent in Stardust City. So he's a British actor playing a French guy who's got a British accent. And so he finally comes out with a French accent. So that was hilarious to me. However, the winner that you've all been waiting for me to shut up and finally say, I guess I can't shut up if I'm saying it. The winner of this category is, terrible drum roll, Raffi conversing with multiple Rios holograms. Ryan, I think you've got something for us, right?
I think we do.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot tell you how much this means to me, to Santiago. I can't wait to share this with him. I have to say, it was such a fun experience to shoot that scene. It took like 3 days. We kind of block shot it. We did everything that way, facing, where the hollows were. And then he would go and change, and we'd have doubles come in. And boy, oh boy, his Scottish one, every time he did that character, he would come up with different, one-liners that would literally crack me up. I could not hold a straight face. That was probably the biggest challenge, was to keep straight faced while Santiago created these 5 amazing hollows. The fact that you guys voted us in this amazing kind of category is so heartwarming, and it means so much to me. And it's really huge because that's kind of a big statement. We really appreciate it. I'm so humbled and honored, and I can't wait to, as I said, share it with Santiago and from the Star Trek Picard family. And Michael Chabon, because Michael's the one who created that scene, those characters. He was right on set during it. He was coaching us along the way. It was really wonderful to have that experience with him. So we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm smiling because I'm so giddy, and I'm glad that it was a fun, that was because it was such a fun scene that you guys really enjoyed it, because we really enjoyed shooting it. So thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Love her. That is
awesome.
Nichelle Hurd, of course, from Star Trek Picard, that we know and love so much. Thank you very much, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, for bringing us that fun. Also, we'd like to now bring on somebody. You know him from Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and the Orville. We are extremely honored to be joined by Andre Bormanis. Hello, Andre.
Hello, nice to see everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing event.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is so cool. You've worked on so many Star Trek series, so this next category is like right up your alley, I think. But before we get to it, we're just 2 months away from the Orville, and we're so excited.
Me too. 3 years in the making.
Man, we can't wait.
It's going to be an amazing season. We're all
it.
very excited, and it's coming together in ways that we could have hardly hoped for. And given the challenge of finishing the season during the pandemic, people just went to amazing, extraordinary lengths to get it all done. And I think you're going to love it.
Do you think?
I already do.
I know, me too. Just from the teasers. What do you think will be the one word that everybody uses to describe it when they see season 3, when they finally put it on their big screen laptop?
Jaw-dropping, if I can use a hyphenate.
Absolutely.
The effects are beyond anything I think I've ever seen on TV before, and I hope you have a bigger screen than your laptop when you watch it. Talk so much.
We really hope to talk to you about this much more, Andre, when the show drops. We're waiting. It feels like forever, but it's just a matter of a few weeks away. You guys hang in there. We're almost there. I know you're even more excited for us to see it than we are to see it, Andre.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining in. And I believe this next category is yours, right?
Yes, it's the scariest Star Trek episode.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a scary thought. When I met Sirach, he was shorter than me. That's scary. That was 29 years ago. And now he's taller than Avery, if I'm not mistaken.
He's taller than everyone.
He was, yeah. By the time we finished, he was towering over me.
I was waiting for an award for that category. But
and I don't think you were even allowed to drink at the wrap party at that point.
Exactly.
You're still too young. Anyway, all right. Well, let me read this category. I think this is a very fun one. It's the scariest Star Trek episode. And the nominees are Schisms from Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 6, Frame of Mind from Star Trek The Next Generation, also a season 6 episode. Empok Nor, DS9, season 5. The Darkness and the Light, which was a Deep Space Nine episode, season 5. The Thaw, Star Trek Voyager, season 2. And Impulse, Star Trek Enterprise, season 3. And the winner is Deep Space Nine, season 5, Empok Nor.
Wow. Now, this was one of Nog's coming out party episodes. He and Andrew Robinson as Garrick really shone. I think it's probably shown. Melissa shined, thank you. Representing Mr. Aaron Eisenberg. Any thoughts on this?
Yay! It's wonderful. I love Empok Nor. I think it's so creepy, and it was so well done. And I think Aaron would be really chuffed that this episode won too, because he did an amazing job in this episode, and it was a growing episode for him as far as maturing and not being as naive as he was going into Empok Nor, as he was coming out of Empok Nor. So great. I'm so glad you all voted for this one.
All right.
And really quickly, Ryan, I just wanted to let everybody know that Empok is Muhammad's middle name.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
You got me for a second there.
There you go. Not quite, but close.
It's very close to Sirach Nor.
That's true. Could be related.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just Googling chuffed.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
It is a good thing.
All right. Well, Andre, we hope to see you again sometime really soon. We can't wait to talk to you about all your time on Star Trek, all the various series, as well as the upcoming season of the Orville. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Great to see you all. And Mohammed and Sirik, great to see you guys. And hopefully we'll all see each other again soon.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Scott Baker's up next. Scotty Baker's here. Where's his popcorn's gone?
Where's the popcorn? Yeah.
I have some bad news, everybody. Well, it's just a little few burnt kernels at the bottom, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Melissa, I don't think popcorn can last 2 hours.
I tried to eat it slow. I tried to savor it, but I was just so engaged there.
A bigger bag.
Yeah. So I was asked to read this thing since y'all loved it. Here we go. The 1990s were a heyday for Star Trek with 3 series on various points, and we often reminisced about characters we love from those classic shows. Fortunately for us, the series Picard brought back many of those same characters and actors we'd grown to love and had missed in the intervening 20-plus years, and giving us a glimpse into their lives for those series. So please welcome Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel. Take it away, Anne-Marie.
Wait.
Well, just waiting.
Okay. Sorry, it's frozen.
It's because you took her onto a time warp back to the 20s, man.
Okay.
Oh, the humanity.
Okay, sorry. Wait, I'm not muted, right? Okay, good. Okay, in this category of most nostalgic moment in Star Trek Picard, Season 1, the nominees are Picard and Riker on the dock from Nepenthe. Next, we have Picard playing poker with Data in 10 Forward from Remembrance. I maybe voted for that one. I can't remember. 7 of 9 and Icheb together in Stardust City Rag. Riker showing up to rescue with the USS Zheng He in Arcadia Ego Part 2. We also have, I'm sorry, it keeps freezing when I scroll down. Okay, we also have Picard's embrace with Hugh from The Impossible Box. And the winner is Picard says goodbye to Data, which I mean, we were talking about that on the hype show, and it's a very memorable moment that is hard to not tear up during.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a dry eye in the house.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel. Very sorry that your computer kept locking up there. But it won't next time. She'll be back.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm a doctor, not an award show host. Okay.
Love that.
What you did there.
A+.
Very well.
Good
She's
job.
a medical doctor.
A+.
All right. Very quickly, here's a shout out to our nonprofit sponsor, Pop Culture Hero Coalition, teaching IDIC in schools and ending bullying. Please visit popculturehero.org or bekindmerch.org to support. Everybody knows that is Chase Masterson, the incredible lady behind that, and we love her. Speaking of incredible ladies that we love, the second of our honors is right now. This is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's very special to us because it is being presented by a very special lady to a very special lady. So without further ado, shall we pass it on to Nichelle Hurd to present the Lifetime Achievement Award?
Hi, I'm Nichelle Hurd, or Rafi from Star Trek Picard, and I am unbelievably humbled and honored to present you, Nichelle Nichols, with the Lifetime Achievement Award. You have been so impactful to women like me, ladies of color. You know, my father was an actor and a civil rights activist back in the day. And when we were growing up, it was incredibly important for him to make sure that his 3 little brown girls saw themselves represented. And your show, Star Trek, you being front and center, was the only show that my family would sit down and watch together because my father could say, see, look at her. She's a boss. She's there. She's just like you. You know, my father, as I said, was a civil rights activist, and he worked with Maya Angelou and Godfrey Cambridge to create something called Matinee for Freedom, which they would bring artists, people of color, to raise funds for Dr. King, someone I know you knew very well. And I'm so thankful and humbled that he encouraged you to stay on that show because you gave us hope. You gave me someone to look at, someone to admire, someone to try to strive to be. And I can't tell you what it means to me being on Star Trek Picard, following in your footsteps. You broke that ceiling for me, for so many women. I say that to the women that grace my show of color. I say, you know, we walk in the footsteps of a giant. She broke the ceiling for us all. So I thank you, Nichelle Nichols. What you have contributed to our community is priceless. It has made an impact that's been profound on so many people of color. I know you know that, but I think it's necessary for us to say it, to amplify it, and to shout it to the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Nichelle Nichols, for your invaluable contribution to the artistry that is Star Trek, to the courage and the confidence that you've instilled in people of color. Your journey has made it possible for all our journeys. Thank you so much.
Love, love, love Nichelle Hurd. Isn't she just absolutely phenomenal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa, what an amazing
Class
lady.
act.
Whoa, yeah, stunning. And so is Nichelle. Amazing woman.
Well, speaking of Nichelle, she is aware of this award and she wanted to give a quick thank you for it.
All right.
Hi. Thank you for the award. I really loved it.
I did say a quick thank you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's all. That's enough.
My heart explodes every time I see her.
You know, if anybody that's met Nichelle Nichols knows that she's an angel walking on earth. She's just like a pure soul. Sirach, you've worked with her before and you've met her.
I did. I worked with her on Of Gods and Men. It was a great opportunity to play her son and work opposite her. And I actually worked with Tim Russ, who was directing us in that adventure. So I got to really mingle with people that I admire and I cherish dearly. So that experience will always be something that I treasure.
Mm-hmm. We could talk about Michelle Hurd and how amazing she is forever. And we probably will after this show. And we'll also talk about Nichelle Nichols and how she's the most important person in the world practically after this show as well. But if you look closely and you review the tape, when Sirach Lofton said working with Tim Russ, he gave a little wink because everybody please welcome Mr. Tim Russ.
Yay!
How are you? How are you doing?
Hello.
So good to see you, Tim. Everybody at home, you know him from the guy who got the Vulcan neck pinch done to him by Captain Picard. Yeah, that was me. No, you know him as Tuvok, of course. Thank you so much for joining. This is so cool. Tim, welcome.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Do you remember directing Sirach and Nichelle, or do you remember anything specific about it?
Yeah, I remember that we were shooting an exterior scene in the North Valley here in Los Angeles, and I remember that it was a really big, long day. We had a lot of stuff to get done, and I remember scouting that location specifically because it was quiet. You know, I didn't have a lot of airplanes and helicopters and all that kind of noise and sirens and all that going through. So, because we were going to be shooting outdoors, and for sound, it would be great if we didn't have that. But on the day we were getting ready to shoot that morning, I could hear the horns of a mariachi band playing. Just a couple of houses down because it was a quinceañera party. And so that was way in the background through some of the scenes. Fortunately, it didn't show up quite so much on the sound. We could get around it, but that was not the happiest moment just because it was at the beginning of the day of shooting. Sirach and those guys did a wonderful job. Nichelle was beautiful. We had some really nice footage. And that was on Star Trek Of Gods and Men. And it was a very good story, a solid story. So enjoyed it.
Thanks very much, Tim. I believe this next by the way, anybody that hasn't seen Tim's band rock out, go see his band play. If you got to watch it on YouTube, check them out online, check them out in person. It's not just because it's Tuvok rocking out that it's cool. It's cool because it's great music.
Oh, so good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it is.
Scott Baker was there just the other night. That's why you heard him saying,
Yeah, I posted up a clip onto the Virtual TrekCon Instagram page and I think in the Facebook group as well.
Sure, he had an old fashioned. All right. Well, Tim,
Guinness, actually, but
you've got the next category, so please take it away for us, Tim.
Very good. In the category of Best Antagonist in New Star Trek 2020 to 2021, the nominees are the Poclids on Lower Decks, Osira on Discovery, Badgie on Lower Decks, the Diviner on Prodigy, Narissa on Picard, DMA, Dark Matter Anomaly on Discovery, Agimus, Lower Decks, and the Murder Planet on Prodigy. And the winner is Badgie, Lower Decks.
Wow. Badgie won, huh? I didn't know Badgie was going to win that. That's crazy.
And that guy, you know who else didn't know Badgie was going to win is somebody that we have here accepting the award.
Wow. Hey, everybody, this is Mike McMahon. I'm accepting on behalf of Badgie. I'm sure he would say it's an honor to have won for Best Antagonist in a new Star Trek series at these inaugural Live Long and Prosperies. You know, I'm recording this from Chicago. I'm here visiting some family. I hope you're enjoying the inside of my car. Sorry about that. I wish I was in a tuxedo at the huge theater with everybody, but maybe someday. But you know, I do wish Badgie had won for maybe best antagonist in all Star Trek ever. I guess there have been some famous Star Trek antagonists that he would have to contend with. But look, could the Borg Queen? I was about to say, could the Borg Queen hover? I guess she could. Khan couldn't hover. Badgie can hover. He could at least beat Khan, right? Although you could probably bury Badgie alive. Look, it's an honor. I hope everybody's living long and prospering. And yeah, thank you very much to have chosen Badgie.
That's Mike McMahon on location, all the way from, we'll say, the Midwest. I don't know if he wants his location disclosed, but Tim, I don't know if you've been watching any of this new stuff, but we really appreciate you showing up. And we gave you all the hardest names to pronounce. We're like, let's give Tim all these names that don't make any sense.
I've had some practice in the past with
sure.
the names. No problem.
Well, thank you, Tim. We really appreciate you joining in. I know you're super busy and you ran back from a show for this, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on, and farewell, live long and prosper to everybody. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tim.
Is there anything cooler than an actual Vulcan saying "live long"? When he first put up his hand, I was like, he's gonna do it, right? He's gonna, keep it going, Katie. Keep it going. She's fanning herself.
Oh, I can't even.
I know.
This is the best night of my life. Okay.
You know, it's also Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel's best night of her life. And she happens to be up next, right? Anne-Marie, this is, okay.
This one I was prepared for.
This is the one that she pushed so hard to get this category in. Sirach and I were like, what? Why would you? What? And she's like, we absolutely have to have favorite singing moment. It's all I watch. She basically watches Star Trek for the relationships and for the singing. So it's, and you made a believer out of us. It's all yours, Anne-Marie.
Okay. So I'm just going to start by saying that I believe what makes our beloved franchise so special is the combination of the really complex, diverse characters and the relationships they have to one another, and also the science, obviously, humor, and the art. In my opinion, nothing even comes close to illuminating the human condition, quite like when someone on Star Trek breaks into song. An opinion that seemed to be echoed by all of you, since our crowdsourced preliminary polls garnered about 60 selections on this question from the whole vast Star Trek repertoire. So let me just get my prop ready.
We just add that was very true. Everybody went nuts for this category. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel was correct.
So without further ado, it's an honor to present to you the category of favorite singing moment in Star Trek. So the nominees are, oh my gosh, just an amazing, amazing list. Kira Nerys, Fever, from the episode His Way, which Seventh Rule started reviewing this morning with Ira Stephen Bear and the now visitor herself. And just some amazing Renee memories. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go back and watch it. It's just, oh my gosh. We all basically were in the Nexus watching it. Okay. Also, we have Vic Fontaine, I'll Be Seeing You. And I know this was in 2 episodes, but the episode he got chosen for is the Siege of AR-558, when Nog loses his leg and is waiting for someone to pick him up to take him to, I guess, a hospital or medical station. We also have Ben Sisko and Vic Fontaine, The Best Is Yet to Come, Deep Space Nine, Bada Bing, Bada Bing. We also have Seven and the Doctor, You Are My Sunshine. Such a cute moment from one of my other favorite episodes, Someone to Watch Over Me. And then we, once again, have the EMH singing the Ponfar version of La Donna e Mobile. And,
so good.
About Tuvok himself. Okay, I think we have 2 more. Data, when he sings the life form song where it's like, where are you? Super good from Generations, the movie. And then we also have another one from a Star Trek movie, Picard and Data and Worf singing a British tar. That's an Insurrection. And then we also have another amazing moment. See, there were like so many options in this one. We had like so many ties. Data singing Blue Skies, Star Trek Nemesis. One of my favorite songs. Couldn't even listen to it again until Picard came out because it just so many tears when B4 sings it at the end. So the winner is, oh my gosh, Ben Sisko and Vic Fontaine. The best is yet to come. Deep Space Nine. Bada bing, bada bang.
I guess
I just love it so much.
The best is yet to come.
Spoilers.
Very good.
Anne-Marie, we're on season 6 right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no spoilers, Rock.
So good. That was really well done, Anne-Marie. Had no idea you had stand-up comedy skills. Also, our production value would have been so much better if we all had one of those envelopes. Can you hold that up again?
Oh yeah, it's Kate Spade from TJ Maxx.
All right, never mind. Maybe I was wrong.
And speaking of production value, look at Sirach's dramatic lighting, man. That is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God.
Purple light bulb.
Love that.
As a cinematographer, I am just drooling over that. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
VFX. It's my VFX category.
And then it blacks out for a second. This like, the VFX guy's like, hey, all right, I can't believe this, but I think we only have one category left.
Oh my God.
We've done it, you guys. We've reached the final category, and it is now time for Dr. Muhammad Noor to get us started there.
Oh, I'm honored. So, the older Star Trek series certainly had funny moments or even funny whole episodes, like the original series Trouble with Tribbles or Deep Space Nine's Little Green Men. And also many of Deep Space Nine's Ferengi episodes. But we were fortunate to be gifted with a series that not only gives us nostalgic moments and Easter eggs of the past, but also makes us do spit takes from all the packed humor. This is, of course, Star Trek Lower Decks. So, in what's perhaps one of the most impossible poll questions to answer, I'll pass the baton over to the amazing Raven Dowda, our fantastic presenter.
And now we are in the category of funniest episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. Love this show. Love it. And the nominees are Kayshawn, His Eyes Open, Season 2, Episode 2. Mugato Gumato, or Mugato Gumatu, or Mugatu Gumatu. Season 2, Episode 4. I Excretus, Season 2, Episode 8. Wij Duj, Season 2, Episode 9. I know I gotta work on my Klingon, I know. An Embarrassment of Duplers, Season 2, Episode 5. And We'll Always Have Tom Paris, Season 2, Episode 3. And the winner is... We'll Always Have Tom Paris, Season 2, Episode 3.
The best part, though, was when she said she did the drum roll, and you hear Melissa go,
It was so cute.
Oh,
I love that.
Wow, I can't believe it's already over, and there's nothing more to be said or done, or is there? She did pick a winner, right? It was We'll Always Have Tom Paris. You know what? Let's hear what Robert Duncan McNeil has to say.
Hey there, it's Robbie McNeil. I just want to thank everyone for the honor of funniest episode of Lower Decks. We'll always have Paris. Yes, it was a lot of fun to do, and I really appreciate you guys giving me this honor. Because I'll tell you, I always wanted more comedy in Tom Paris and in Star Trek episodes. And so I was so honored and had a blast doing this episode of Lower Decks because I think there's tons of room for comedy and laughs in Star Trek. It's one of my favorite parts. So thank you again for this award and live long and prosper. Bye.
Awesome.
So cool.
Yeah,
and he's not still a salamander.
Right. By the way, somebody in the live chat, Sirach, somebody in the live chat said, just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
All right. Well, actually, there is just one more thing. We have one more honor to give. We had the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award. We did the Lifetime Achievement Award. And now we are creating something called, drumroll please. I shouldn't have even asked for that. We are creating something called the Aaron Eisenberg Community Award. And anybody that had met Aaron at a convention or online knows that he was so involved in the community. He talked to everybody. He had time for everybody. The joke was that when he would be at a Star Trek convention, he would get a 1-hour lunch break, and they didn't actually make it to lunch. After an hour, they had to turn around and go back to their table because he kept stopping and talking to everybody. And Melissa would have to go hungry. So
hungry a lot.
But Aaron truly embodied what we all think is the Star Trek community in the Star Trek way. He was nice to everybody. He legitimately cared about everybody. And I was like, everybody though? I mean, what about? And he's like, yep, everybody. And so from here on out, we will be handing out the Aaron Eisenberg Community Award to the person that embodies the Star Trek community the most, like Aaron Eisenberg did. And here to present that honor is Mr. Sirach Lofton to say a few words about his good friend and his scene partner back with the self-sealing stem bolts and all 50 takes of that. Take it away, Sirach.
I think you said it best when you talked about embodying the Star Trek community, because one of the things that Aaron did was welcome everybody, and he wasn't prejudging. He was open to everybody. He was welcoming and really eager to build relationships and friendships with people. One of the things that I learned from him and just watching him was the amount of time and effort he took to make sure he made a connection with each person that stopped by his table and his area. So, it wasn't just casual for him, and it wasn't just a business, and it wasn't just stop and go. He wanted to make sure that he built a bond that he can continue to build and work on. And ultimately, that's the best way to endear yourself into this community, is just, be yourself, put yourself out there, make those connections with people that are really very like-minded. We all have these kinds of similarities because we are attracted to this show and this franchise because of those similarities. So one thing Aaron did was bring out this kind of this bond between this side of the table and the other side of the table. Usually it's like, actors sitting on this side and then the fans are on this side, but Aaron removed that border and made it all of us sitting together kind of at the table together. And I think that's one of the things that Aaron did best, was just embracing everybody and making people feel comfortable, equal, welcome, and their opinion and their perspective mattered. So, Melissa, I'm going to, allow you to say some words about him, but I love Aaron for his spirit and the kind of energy he brought to all of us. He just endeared himself to each and every one of us. And I pray that that kind of a spirit continues to go on and represent what Star Trek is all about.
Yeah. I didn't, yeah. Sorry, I'm a mess. But everything you said was 100% true. And I felt that every day that I was gifted to spend with him. And yeah, and I hope to live in that and carry that on for him, because that's something we all need to learn, you know, and to be able to embody. Yeah, yeah, he was amazing, and everything that you said was right. I can't. But this community that he helped spark, is, he would love to see it, how big it's grown and how much it does encompass everyone here on the screen, everyone in the live chat, with the millions and millions of hearts.
Yeah.
It's an experience that most people don't get in their lifetime, and we get to share this with each other, and that's so beautiful, and he would love and be so honored to have this kind of award named for him, and he would be so honored that he had such an impact on so many people, because, you know, that was his heart. He had such a generous heart, and it was beautiful.
You know, you mentioned the live chat. I took a quick glance, and Mr. Scott Jensen, aka Goldu Scott, said, Aaron, look at what you started. And it's true. Look at what he started. He planted this seed. He got this little nugget, and here we are with red ropes behind half of our backgrounds. But just a couple final words on Aaron. We talk about him all the time, but he deserves to be talked about all the time and forever, and he deserves to be remembered constantly. And every once in a while, you can ask yourself, what would Aaron do? It's pretty, it works. It's pretty good.
It does work.
Also, really quickly, he didn't prepare for this, but I was hoping we could get a word from somebody who recently got a kidney transplant, like Mr. Aaron Eisenberg did, and maybe say a couple words about that, or maybe, I don't know if seeing Aaron have that, if that gave you a different perspective on it, Michael.
Thank you. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. I had a kidney transplant. I named him Cornelius. He's resting well in my belly right now, and I think, I don't know that I necessarily got inspiration for getting a kidney transplant from Aaron Eisenberg. I mean, I got a kidney transplant because I was on dialysis and my kidneys were at end stage. But one thing I do admire about Aaron is how easily it came to him to show interest in other people.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is, a genuine interest. Yeah, here he is. He's an actor. He's at conventions. People are there to adore him, and he's as interested in people as they are in him. That is genuinely, and that came so easily to him. And that's a quality that I wish that I had, and that I definitely want to try to develop in myself. So that's how Aaron has been inspiration to me. Not that I'm a big Star Trek star. I'm not a Star Trek star at all. But I definitely would like to develop more genuine interest in other people. And I wish it came as easily to me as it did to him.
Ain't that the truth? All right. Well, I really wish we could talk more about Aaron because we all have many things to say, but we are well over time. There are a ton of hearts in the live chat. Any final thoughts before we run?
But a big thanks to our host, Ryan T. Husk, for enormous effort putting something together.
Yeah.
Well, I just said, what would Aaron do? And he would have just done it.
I'm just in awe of how many stars Ryan was able to pull into this thing, man.
Yeah.
I felt like like when I know the password. When I was doing my category, like Tim Russ was in the background. I was like, oh shit, I gotta do this in front of Tim Russ.
You just gotta know the password. The password is Sirach. You just name drop. Go, hey, do you want to do this thing? They're like, I don't. Did I mention Sirach? Oh yeah, sign me. Okay, I'll have some of that.
I want to say thank you to everybody that contributed to this, and all of the people out there that are tuning in. This is a special moment to be able to honor the shows that we love and the people that we love, and some of whom have not been recognized in the past, and for us to just take this time out to give flowers and recognition to people for the work that they do, including all of you here in the panel today, and everybody who's at home tuning in. So I just want to say I love all of you guys. This community means everything to me. I cherish Aaron for having this idea and executing it, and Ryan for you carrying the reins and just making sure that it all moves like a well-oiled machine. So I thank all of you, and I love you guys. You guys are my extended family, and that's just how it's going to be. So that's it.
Love you too.
Drop the gavel. That's how it's going to be, whether you like it or not. There's a lot of love in this crew. There's a lot of love here. Really appreciate it, everybody. Don't forget, that is Dr. Muhammad Noor. That is Melissa Longo. You can't forget Sirach Lofton, of course. That is Dr. Anne-Marie Seagull, who loves singing stuff, but doesn't sing herself. That is Scott Baker, who's going to be thirsty for 3 days after all that popcorn. That is Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and his sidekick Cornelius. And it is meteorologist Katie. My name is Ryan T. Husk. Don't forget me. That's Picard. Thank you all very much. We want to make sure we went over time, you guys, but right after this, we do have the post-game show. They've been waiting patiently. They're amazing. Anne-Marie's getting ready to jump in.
Post-game show to end all post-game shows.
Tell them what it is. Tell them what it is.
Oh, okay. It is on the Roddenberry Network YouTube website itself, or YouTube channel itself, featuring John Champion from Mission Log, Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek, Brie Belke, like the queen of Greatest Generation, and Charlene Schmidt, the queen of To the Journey, the Zocalo, podcaster extraordinaire for over a decade. It's going to be like the best analytical minds in all of Star Trek fandom or Star Trek proper. I'd say maybe in all 55 years. So they're all four going to be together for 2 hours to go over all the results, tell you what they think, and come up with hypotheses, and that way we know how to vote for next year.
This is the greatest. This is the greatest dream team put together since 1992. Am I right, Sirach?
Oh my god!
Oh yeah. Okay, basketball reference there,
yes, sir.
Gentlemen.
Of course, we almost went 2 hours without one. Anne-Marie Seagull put that one together. It's a great team, and what she said is, if we get these four people together, it'll basically be like Star Trek canon.
I know. Exactly.
So it's official now. All right.
And really quick, a shout out to the hype show before this with Trek Geeks, Dan and Bill, and Sci-Fi Sisters, and that Harper, Sabrina Wood. It was, if you go back and watch that after you finish the post-show analysis, because it was just like the hype show to end all hype shows.
We actually
year.
We actually started this live show like a minute or two late because I was so into that hype show that was the pregame show. It was too good. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Say hi to us on Twitter or whatever your social media is. Check out Falling Tower on YouTube. Check out The Seventh Rule on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe on Virtual TrekCon, might as well. And say hello to us online. We're all nice people, except for Scott. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Telling it as like it is.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night,
Bye,
all.
guys.
Yeah.